Hi, so this week we've been talking about incentives to change behavior. Human beings are emotional creatures, right? We let our emotions dictate how we behave. When we are feeling happy, or we are feeling sad, or we are feeling angry, that will dictate how you behave in a setting or with somebody who's close to you. And money behaviors are no different. Our emotions do guide how we spend money or invest money. If we are happy, we really want to go ahead, spend, have a party, gift people things. But when we are angry, maybe we are going to be a bit more tight-fisted about spending, or spend only to compensate the, situation that's made us angry. But emotions do play a role in how we behave with our money. And if you've been watching my channel for long, then you'll know that I have spoken about where the emotions are coming from. When it comes to money, it's really from subconscious money beliefs that we have carried thanks to experiences we've had as children, thanks to what we've been taught as children, which has been ingrained in our heads. Subconscious money beliefs drive emotions, which in turn drive behavior and action around money that we grow up as, or even as adults. How do you change that behavior? Well, firstly, the need to change that behavior will arise only if those behaviors and actions are truly impacting you negatively, right? So if you are spending too much impulsively, if you're not saving for the future, if you're constantly exceeding your credit limits, if you don't have anything saved up for emergencies, if you are always going over budget, or always spending too much. So these are some examples of negative money behaviors, and there could be many others. But the point is that if your money behaviors are negative to the point of causing you struggle, to the point of causing you anxiety, not really working for you, then you have to work on changing them. How do you change them? Well, you incentivize your behavior positively so that you are, not thinking about those subconscious beliefs, or you're not letting those subconscious money beliefs take over your emotions and your behavior. Rather, you're consciously taking steps to improve your behavior. Now, the first thing is, of course, you need to think about things a bit more positively. Often negative connotation to what you're doing. If you come away from spending on something and you start thinking, oh my God, I made a mistake, you're reinforcing that negative behavior. Instead, think, okay, today I couldn't control my behavior and I spent too much. Tomorrow I need to focus on controlling my behavior more. So that is the first step. Second step is to start writing down what it is about your money behavior that bothers you. Is it that you're never able to say no to somebody when they ask you for money, so you're lending out too much? Is it impulsive spending? Is it exceeding your credit card limit, not repaying on time? What is the specific money behavior that's making you anxious and bothering you? So this is step 2. Step 3 is to figure out the specific incentives that you can use to change specific behaviors. And this will be different for everybody, but I'll take a few examples which can help you get started. So what did we talk about? The first thing was, impulsive spending. How can you overcome this behavior of impulsive spending? By including positive incentives to change your behavior. Well, one thing you can do is, when you are in a store and you're thinking, let me buy this, and suddenly that voice goes that, am I being impulsive? Am I spending too much? Do I need it? Then you stop. You take the amount, whatever you were going to spend, say it was 10,000 rupees, and put half of it, so 5,000 rupees, in a physical jar for physical money, or an online, like a separate bank account online jar for online money. Just shift it out of your hands, just half of it, not even the entire thing. So 10,000, you take 5,000, put it in that jar, label that jar, or label that account in your notes, wherever you keep your accounts. Label it as 3-month surprise jar. So what you're doing is you're building this incentive to reward yourself after 3 months with something that you don't know what it is. It's going to be a surprise even for you. So you're creating excitement, you are saving, you're actually thinking about what you want to buy 3 months later. You are constantly increasing that amount because impulsive behavior will be there, so you have to control that. And you are taking the remaining 5,000 and maybe investing it for your future or saving it for emergency. So you're utilizing the entire thing in a positive manner, and yet you are keeping money aside to buy something, so to reward yourself. So you are still buying, you're still spending on yourself, but you're rewarding yourself for being more thought through with your spend rather than impulsive. Okay, so that's one way to incentivize behavior. But you have to physically write 3-month surprise jar so that it stays as an incentive. Now let's say you are exceeding your credit card limit every month and you don't know how to change that behavior. So think about what it is impacting. What it is impacting is your credit score. You are getting a poor credit score for utilizing too much credit on your credit card. Now you'll think, isn't that the point of a credit card, to utilize the credit? Well, that's not how banks work. So the thing is that there is a efficient threshold for using your credit card so that you get a good credit score. How does a good credit score help you? Because in future, if you want to take loans, you need a good credit score. And to maintain that good credit score, you have to keep your credit card utilization around the 30% level. What that means is all your credit cards taken together, the aggregate limit, you add up the limit on each of them, you shouldn't be spending more than 30% of that amount. Okay, that way you can maintain a good credit score. So figure out from the scoring agencies like Sibyl or Experian, what is a good credit score for you. Okay, it depends on individual to individual. So figure it out for yourself and then aspire to have the best one possible by reducing your credit card spends. It impacts your credit score quite heavily, so this will really help you. And write down that good credit score somewhere and stick it up. Now let's take another last example, which is, say, saving for your future, which you're not doing. And you're thinking, how do I do this? Well, this is a very easy way to incentivize. You have to think about what you really want in future. How do you visualize yourself in future? Draw that out. Now you may visualize yourself as traveling around South America. You may visualize yourself as opening a new venture. You may visualize yourself as volunteering for social work. You may visualize yourself as buying a new car, which you've been really thinking about for a long time. Whatever it is, draw it out and stick it up with the timeline. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. What is the vision for? How far away is the vision? And then start saving for it. You need to give yourself that incentive to save. What is it that you really want, which really tickles your heart and soul, makes you identify with yourself, brings value, brings meaning to your life? What is that thing in the future? Or what is that desire that will make you happy in the future? Visualize it, draw it out, put it up in front of you where you can see it day in and day out, and then start saving for it. When you start to incentivize your behaviors in this manner, the outcomes are usually positive, and slowly but surely behavior starts to change for you to achieve the things that you really want to achieve, rather than giving into emotional reactions to your money. So these are few ways in which you can start to change your behavior. Incentives change behavior, and that's true across the board. It's up to you to create the right incentives if negative money behaviors are causing you anxiety and causing struggle in your life. Next time you're struggling with a negative money behavior, think about how you can incentivize a positive change.